Although the history of MIRCI starts October the 12th, 1960, you really have to go back to the 1950s. Mental hospitals were burgeoning. They were overflowing with people because there were no therapeutic interventions available. Modern psychotropic drugs did not come into effect until 1951. That made it capable for them to leave the hospitals and return to the community. And the problem was that these folks would get out of the hospital and they had nowhere to go. So this group of folks got together. They decided that what was needed was, and Dina Bank used the word a living room, and they said what we need is a ex-mental patient social club, a place where they can go and relax, where we can then offer services and offer things that will help them stay in the community and not have to return to the hospital. They got off the ground. 1962, they were able to secure an old house on Green Street, and from there, things took off. In those early days, all they were offering was social recreational type of thing. They did have vocational rehabilitation come in to try to get folks jobs, but the members renamed it to be Friendship Center. The Department of Mental Health and United Way took over. Dina Bank was actually the first paid director. In 1965, psychiatric care in South Carolina was integrated fully. So in 1966, the Waverly Social Club was merged into the Friendship Center. Because of now psychotropic drugs, medications, and more modern progressive types of therapy, more and more people were leaving the hospital. So the demand for services was growing and growing and growing. And they basically outgrew Green Street. The Department of Mental Health had purchased Carter Street Friendship Center, then leased the basement of that building. When they moved out to Carter Street, they hired Jeanette Mahoney Smith, and she guided the program for 17 years and did a wonderful job in providing more and more recreational opportunities for the patients, bringing in volunteers, trying to find folks jobs. The issues then became greater and greater, and the community-based care was where it was at, and so there was a huge movement towards deinstitutionalization that began in the mid-'80s. In 1991, the board of directors hired Julianne Avery. Julianne came in with a set of far-reaching ideas, and one of the earliest ones was for Friendship Center to develop its own housing programs. That was a huge step out of the comfort zone of an organization that was simply providing people with severe and persistent mental illness a place to go hang out. In October of 1995, Friendship Center opened its first housing at the Dina Bank Apartments. Early to mid-2000s, MIRCI took a look at it. They said, where's our population now? Well, they're living under the bridges, in the jails. And so MIRCI shifted its focus and started looking at homelessness and get involved with the development of a homeless center. Rosewood was Friendship Center and the administrative offices. They then wanted to get closer to where the homeless were, so they purchased a building on Gregg Street. As transitions took over more of that role, and then as it grew over the years, because of the diversity of programs, the organization renamed itself to the Mental Illness Recovery Center Incorporated, or MIRCI. One of the things that MIRCI has been known for over the years is it's always had the ability to look forward and never backwards and adapt itself to whatever the needs of the current population. And they focused on people that have severe and persistent mental illness. That's a tough group of people to work with. So we've gone from a home on Green Street to a combination of properties, and when you add in all the apartment complexes, you're looking at an agency now with 91 employees and managing over $10 million a year. That is one of the best examples I can give of how MIRCI adapted. We need housing, let's go build housing. We need money management, let's do money management. But that wasn't the end of it. If there's a need, they've gone after it. So they've come up with programs like Home Base. They opened a group home that has 24-hour supervision. Have opened a youth drop-in center for homeless youth. That then led to getting a grant and building a home for 17 to 24-year-old young people. So is that the end of it? Oh no. We don't have a home for female young people, so let's look in that direction. And I think that's the story of MIRCI. It takes a village to deal with severe and persistent mental illness. It's got to be a holistic approach wrapped around that person's life to get them functioning and able to live in the community. MIRCI has been there to fill in those gaps. MIRCI is much more important today because it stands there as an organization that is going to say, we're not going back, we're going forward.